Next up, at UFC Vegas 98, we have a battle of the grapplers. We got Jonathan Pearce taking on Pat Sabatini. Jonathan Pearce, 14-6 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, and he is on a 2-fight skid, unfortunately. Taking on Patty Sabs, 18-5 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that Diego Lopez loss. Jonathan Pearce, solid wrestler. He sets a real good pace early, both on the feet and on the ground. Decent takedowns, good BJJ. He averages more than 5 takedowns per fight with an accuracy of 50%. As soon as he gets his takedowns, he's looking to strike. He's typically looking to TKO you instead of submit you. In 20 fights, he has only been to a decision 4 times. He leaves it all out there, and it's obvious when you see that pace. He's fun to watch. He's got to take one to give one kind of striking style. But he is coming off that loss to David Onama where he had the takedowns. 5 of them, in fact, but he did miss 9, so he couldn't really fully get that grappling going. Taking on Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini is a very dangerous grappler, very good wrestling, good top pressure when he is on top. His grappling is incredible. He's always live for a submission. He's got technical striking, but he can be stiff, and he is hittable. And unfortunately, he is chinny. We've seen that happen twice now. He's averaging almost 4 takedowns per fight and 2 significant strikes received per minute. He's coming out that finish loss to Diego Lopez. Boy, Jakey really he's got 2 lining kugels. He's pissing like a racehorse. At one point in time, Patty Sabs was a great prospect. And he still is a very good prospect. It's not like his skills have disappeared. But I feel like he's the exact same person now that he was a few years ago. We didn't see giant improvements in the striking. We haven't seen giant improvements in the wrestling. So for the most part, Pat Sabatini in 2024 is the same Pat Sabatini we had in 2022. And that is still a very good fighter, but I just feel like Jonathan Pearce's nonstop forward wrestling pressure, while that is probably the fight Pat wants because he's such a good grappler, I think it's going to be very different to be defensively grappling than it will be to be in control of those situations. So I think Jonathan Pearce is going to come forward, get the takedowns, work on top, and I think Pat Sabatini is going to have a hard time with it. I'm picking Jonathan Pearce to win, and I threw a half a unit. I'm at minus 131. What do you think, Jakey boy? At one point in time, you were the biggest Pat Sabatini fan out there. Then you sort of waned. You back on that train?
This is one of those Philly guys, right? Where and I've tried to stress this before. I know everyone thinks that I'm like the biggest hater in the world. I got $400 of fucking Sean Brady shirts sitting here. If you guys are just tuning in, that we're gonna give away. But I was the biggest fan of all these Renzo Gracie guys, and Angelo can contest that. The Sean Brady, the Jeremiah Wells, Andre Petroskis, the Pat Sabatini. Nobody knew who the fuck Pat Sabatini was, and I was on this channel touting this guy as the next champion. I said that this guy is unbelievable. His will to win is just second to fucking none. If you guys watch he snaps his arm in half in an arm bar, and he's like, no, I'm good to go. What are you talking about? Like, let me keep fighting. And his arm's just fucking dangling there. I used to love the guy like Pat Sabatini. And then they all started to let me down in the striking. Pat Sabatini was a lock of the week versus Damon Jackson as a minus 260 favorite, gets knocked out. I had Diego Lopez as a lock of the week against him. He gets knocked out again. But you know how good of a grappler this guy is. Let me say this. In no fucking world, and Angelo, you better fucking pay attention here.
Oh, I'm listening.
In no fucking world on this planet, on fucking, if we were able to fucking terraform Mars, which we can't because there's no magnetic fields, but if we could, not on that planet. Not on the fucking second moon that's flying around right now that we've talked about, Angelo. Not on the fucking ship that's 15 light years away heading straight for us. Not on Europa. Not on any fucking world in the known fucking universe is JSP out-grappling Pat Sabatini. In no fucking world is he out-grappling. There is nobody in this fucking division, I'll say it right now, that is out-grappling Pat Sabatini. It's just not going to fucking happen. Now, is JSP going to come in and throw wild and maybe land a shot and knock out Pat Sabatini that we've seen happen before, land a big shot? Could happen, right? We saw it with Damon Jackson. We saw it against Diego. We saw it against with Jamal Emmers. Jamal Emmers clipped him, and then he just kind of fell into that heel hook, right? So Pat Sabatini is a chinny guy. My advice for Pat Sabatini is, dude, just fucking relax, man. Just fucking relax, because Pat Sabatini comes in and he's just so tense in the striking, and he just feels like he needs to be the one to take that takedown. He needs to get to the grappling as soon as he can. You saw that versus Damon, boom, uppercut or whatever it was. Same thing with Diego, boom. He tried to force the situations, especially against a guy like JSP who is going to come forward. I think Angelo agrees. He's going to come forward with the striking. He's going to try to impose his own offensive wrestling in this fight. Dude, Pat Sabatini, you don't have to do fuck for shit in this fight. Relax, dude. Relax. He's going to take the shot. You can out-scramble him from there. You know you're the better grappler. Wait for him to do that. Even if it's the big shot that you can time. What I loved the most was he kind of forced the takedowns early versus Lucas Alexander, and he was able to get those. But in the second round, when I went to the second round, he was patient, and that timing on the single leg was beautiful because Lucas knew he had to land a big shot. He came through, and Pat knew it was coming. He threw that big shot. Boom. Beautiful level change to the single, and if he gets a single on anybody, he's taking him down. He's fucking control. Nobody has better control than Pat Sabatini. So this is probably going to be a grappling match. And if you just take your time and relax, JSP is going to either take a big shot to try and knock you out, you see it coming, level change, you out-grapple him, or you wait for him to take the shot and you out-scramble him. JSP is just I know he's got good wrestling and good grappling, but every single fight he's in, he gets sloppy, he gets reversed, he can be taken down, and if you can get reversed and taken down and out-grappled by every other person, guess what? Pat Sabatini is going to have his fucking day with you. No chance in a fucking lifetime JSP out-grapples a guy like Pat Sabatini. I think this is a grappling match, and I'm taking Pat Sabatini 1,000 out of 1,000 times in a grappling match versus fucking anybody in this division.
Listen, I don't. That was a passionate speech, and I
love Pat, man. I always love Pat.
I don't disagree with a lot of the things you said. I just feel like, well, first of all, Jonathan Pearce is on a bit of a skid. Patty also coming off an unfortunate loss there. I just feel like Jonathan Pearce is the far more dangerous guy, certainly on the feet. The wrestling is incredible, and if he can come forward, wrestle so heavy, stay out of danger.
He's not winning any scramble. He's not taking Pat down. He's not fucking doing anything.
He'll definitely take.
He's not. I don't think he's gonna fucking. Dude,
I'll bet you $100.
Dude, Pat Sabatini is such a fucking good wrestler and grappler. It is insane.
He is a good wrestler.
To think that Jonathan Pearce is gonna be on top of this guy is fucking asinine.
I bet you $1,000 or not $1,000. Jesus Christ, $100.
That he doesn't take. Pat Sabatini
even
down?
Money that Jonathan Pearce gets a takedown. You're saying he doesn't, and the bet goes away if there's no takedowns attempted. Like if he doesn't attempt a single takedown, that's a stupid bet. Like it's a moot point.
Let's see what they put the odds at. I don't think he's going to take it down. Let's see what they put the odds at, because I think it's going to be. I'll get some good money on that if it's the actual odds. We have to wait till Friday though, but.
Yeah, because I bet his takedown line isn't at a half. His takedown line is going to be at 1.5. If not more.
All day on that.
Yeah, I think he gets him for sure. Well, Jacob and I are split. I think it's not the first fight we're split on tonight, but we're certainly very far apart on this one. You think Pat wins by finish? I mean, Jonathan Pearce can get finished too.
I think he can wear down JSP for sure. Find a finish.
Yeah, I think the under 2.5 is a sneaky good bet if that's the round line your book is offering. If you do want to unlock all the picks, the bets, the round line leans, the artificial intelligence, the Dana White Contender Series picks, Bellator, PFL, everything. It's $10 for an entire month. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member.
This guy was a fucking favorite versus Diego Lopez. His last fight. Now he's a dog versus JSP. He was
I don't know why. Yeah,
they had him as a favorite versus Diego Lopez. It was a slight favorite.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was several Diego Lopez fights ago. It was Pat's last fight, but it was like 3 fights ago for Diego Lopez.
2 fights ago.
2 fights ago. We do have a quick comment here. SK said Pat Sab was always supposed to be Jacob's lock of the week, but he betrayed Pat. Pat betrayed Jacob when he was a 3-1 favorite or whatever it was, and Jacob broke his own rules, made him the lock, and then he got smoked.
That was the same week that I had 10 in a row. And he would have. He would have the 10. No, he would have been that broke the lock of the week. But I also had Cameron Van Camp on the same card. So Cameron Van Camp was like the second fight of the night and lost. to break the streak, but I also had Pat on the same card because I never win both luck every time I try to double up luck a week. But Pat lost on that same card.
I have that same issue with safety parlays. As soon as I add a third leg,
every time, and you know what's funny is every time I do my own safety parlay, always loses and yours always wins. Same thing happened last week. I always just motivate.
Please do another safety parlay.
And I literally put that in the chat. I was in that post. I was like, I'm going to motivate Angelo. I'm going to make my own. It lost and yours won every single time.
Yours should have hit. You got screwed by the judges.